everybody, welcome back to the channel. So this is now the 6th video in a series of mine on how to attract bluebirds to your backyard. So today I'll be discussing a secret technique of sorts to attract bluebirds to your yard if you see them around but they're just not coming. Let's get into the video. For months, I had seen bluebirds flying over. I'd heard them in the trees around our yard, but they'd never come to the bird bath, they never came to the bird feeder, and they never visited any of the berries. So, I had to employ a secret technique. What I would do is I would use a Bluetooth speaker and play bluebird calls from it. I would put it either on the bird bath or just in places around the yard and play the bluebird calls. The bluebirds would then hear this call and they'd come down to check it out. It was a great way to see and know that they were in the yard and actually, there, and I wasn't just hearing things. But it also, what it did was then the bluebirds would come down and then they'd see all this food that's there for them. They might not eat it on their first visit to your backyard, but at least they'd know it was there, and if their current food sources ran out, then they'd come to your feeder. This is what happened to me. I called them last year around this time, and then at the end of October, when the fall frosts killed off all the bugs and caterpillars, they came right to the feeder. This technique works for bluebirds, but it also works for a lot of other birds. If you really like seeing Carolina wrens around your backyard, that's the bird species that it works definitely the best on. If you don't hear or see any bluebirds, you can turn up the volume pretty loud. It might scare off the other birds from your feeder for a short amount of time. But then if you start seeing the bluebirds and they hear it and they start to come in, you want to lower the volume to a more realistic bluebird volume so that it doesn't scare them away. It's important that you don't do this during nesting season because it can really confuse the bluebirds. They'll think, what is this bluebird doing in my territory? And they'll freak out trying to get the bluebird away. They might think of it as like a threat to their nest box or just an intrusion on their territory. So you want to make sure not to do this between the months of like March and June. But it depends on your climate. Well, that's all I have for this video. If you learned something new, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up on this series. I hope you learned something new today, and thanks for watching. Good luck with your bluebirds.